Hello everyone, it's Joel Davis with the United Medical Transportation Providers Group, and you are thebroker.com, helping you to build a highly effective and highly profitable broker business. Thank you all for your great emails. I guess we were flooded this past week. So thank you all for your great emails. I'm sure some of them were very insightful. I had my team forward me a bunch of them. I've further filtered out some so I can give you a good handful that cover a number of key topics. So I'm going to try to go through these as quickly as possible because there was a lot, but again, you sent us some great emails. I always appreciate it. We can't get to them all, but I've taken some that cover some key points and key illustrations. So let's just dive right in. First one is a very interesting question. I haven't seen one like this in a long time. It says, found a low mileage rear entry transit with a salvage title, 9,000 mile van. Looks good from pictures, but how does salvage titles, rebuilt titles work with NEMT and insurance? It doesn't. It doesn't. Do not ever, not today, not tomorrow, not next week, not in this lifetime or the next lifetime. Do not ever waste your money investing in a salvaged title, a rebuilt title. Do not do it. It's going to be an absolute cluster mess when it comes time for insurance for absolute certainty. It'd be one thing if you're trying to do it for your own personal vehicle. I don't care, do whatever you want. But not when it comes to NEMT. It's not going to be beneficial for you. I don't care how good it looks. I don't care if the vehicle gives you back massages. Do not waste your money on it. And then he continues, another option I found was an MV1 2012, 19,000 miles, talked him down to 17.5. Thoughts on this vehicle? Do not do it. Again, MV1 is not the vehicle you want. Everything I've been discussing, all my videos, all my content, it is about capacity. I want you to be in the best possible position to go after facility contracts, service agreements, legitimate contracts, whether it's federal government, state government, local government, whatever. MV1 does not have the capacity you want. In many areas, your insurance premiums could be affected because an MV1, you have to understand, MV1 was initially created and deployed predominantly where there's a lot of taxis, so bigger cities. So regardless of what you tell your insurance agent, the underwriters, the carriers, you could tell them how your business, you could tell them you're blue in the face, it doesn't matter. Chances are very good when they see MV1, they're still going to pigeonhole you as a taxi service. So you're automatically going to be in a high risk pool. Bottom line though, insurance aside, MV1 is not the type of vehicle you want to go after facility work and facility contracts. It's just not. So stay away from that. Two terrible options. Do not ever go after a salvage title. Do not waste your time, money, and effort on an MV1. Here's some great questions. Joel, when you make your management company to pay yourself, one, should my husband and I each have our own management company, or because we are married, is it okay to share one? You only need one. If you are husband and wife team, you only need one management company. Even if you, the wife, own 51% of the company and the husband owns 49% of your company, when it comes to your management company, you only need one. If you were two separate business partners, not married, two friends, brother, sister, father, daughter, whatever, then you definitely want two. But a husband and wife filing jointly, you only need one management company. Number two, when paying yourself out of your management company, do you pay W-2? Yes, you need to be drawing a salary. So your transportation business, your broker business, your home care career, whatever business you have, your main business, you don't want to be drawing a salary on that. You want to be drawing a legitimate commission fee for services. So your management company is billing your transportation business. So your management company is going to bill your transportation business. You're going to draw your salary out of your management company. Number three, are you not drawing any salary out of your main business? No, you are no longer drawing a salary out of your main business. The main business, in your case, is transportation, pays the commission or the fee for service to your management company. From your management company, you draw your salary, and you should draw a regular salary. It looks good and positive. Not only everything is clean, all the boxes are checked. You look great to the IRS. You legitimately are drawing a salary. Now from there, and especially because your case, I know you're making more money, and as I told you before, you need to be pulling more money out, number one. Number two, you definitely got to be taking your W-2 salary from your management company. Number three, you've got to start funding your honeypot, and that is a dynamic strategy within itself. Do I want you maximizing all the tax benefits to fund an IRA? Of course I do. Take all the tax benefits associated, fund your IRA. That's going to be in your personal name. But realistically, it's time for you to start creating investment and even saving accounts in your management company's name. That is the long-term play for deploying this type of a strategy, where you have your main business, you have your management company. Your main business is the high-risk company, so if ever there's a lawsuit, that is exposed to liability. Your management company is low risk. You're not going to be exposed to much liability at all. That's your safe. That is the long play. That's the safety. What I want all of you to clearly understand this point: by deploying such a strategy, you are playing the long game. Let's keep things in proper perspective. Joel, I really love my transportation business. Great. It's not your long play. Joel, I really love my home care business. Awesome. That's great. Go get one for the Gipper. It's not your long play. You're not going to own your transportation, your home care. Your broker business you might own for a long time because it's low risk. But realistically, your main source of business is not your long play. What I'm really trying to encourage and get you all to understand is that your management company, because it's so low risk and it gives you so much freedom and flexibility to be involved in so many different areas, it's your long play. That's where you're going to save and invest money that is going to sustain you long term, as in throughout the rest of your life. As in, like, my management companies, and yes, I do have multiple, because they serve different roles and different purposes, and they have many different investment accounts and savings accounts. But guess what? It all forms the bigger picture of my honeypot, that it doesn't matter. Even if I still owned and operated a medical transportation business, I was still funding my honeypot, my investment accounts, my retirement accounts, which, by the way, have you seen what the markets did this past week? Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Love it. Absolutely love it. So I know I'm going off on a tangent here, and I apologize, but there's just so much to learn and so much to deploy. And it's not that it's complicated, but it's exceptionally sound and exceptionally smart. I'm living testament, as well as many other people who deploy such strategies. So do not draw a salary anymore from your main business. Pay your management company a fee for service, a commission, all that type of stuff. Draw your salary from your management company. From that salary, max out the best of your ability, max out your retirement account. So if that means you got to pull more money through your fee for services, your commission, your compensation, whatever, increase it, whatever. Do as is necessary. So from there, draw your salary. From your salary, make sure you fund your IRA, your retirement accounts. Those are going to be in your personal name. But then from the company, from your management company, form your investment account. That is the long-term play, because even after you sell your NEMT business, your home care business, you sell it at a multiple, ching ching, make that money, that's great. Your long-term play that you're going to continue to deploy the rest of your life is your management company and the honeypot associated with that. I could go off on tangents on that. That's a great topic to talk about, but I want to move on because we have some good stuff. This one I had to kind of modify a little bit to keep your name and location anonymous. Hi Joel, my name is blank. Started NEMT business a year ago with my brother in blank location. Still a very small company known as blank. I have been watching a lot of your YouTube videos, and they all helped a lot. Trust me, I watched them to the end. Kudos to you. Awesome. The reason I'm writing to you is to get your perspective with COVID, the COVID new normal. Some facilities in my area canceled all patient follow-up appointments. They, a little rewording, a little crazy here. It's from Department of Health directive. Instead, they have to do appointments. Instead, they have to do telehealth. In your videos, you talked about self-driving vehicles and how they will impact NEMT, which is true. But telehealth is coming much faster with no time for preparation or adjustment. My goal is to get multiple businesses, but NEMT was my stepping stone. Any advice? Yeah, I got a lot of advice. First of all, get out of the state you're in. Your state is god-awful. It's as bad as New York, where I am, the People's Republic of New York. Very good point. Outstanding point. A couple of caveats to what I will tell you is you're absolutely right. Telehealth is moving fast in your state. Is telehealth a long-term play within the industry? Sure, it's going to be impactful throughout. I mean, you're never going to put technology, you're not going to put telehealth back in the box for sure. The problem for you is that you're in a god-awful blue state. You guys are just a train wreck. It is what it is. You're as bad as New York and a couple others. You know, what did I say when this first scamdemic first hit? I specifically said, watch the difference between red and blue states. I'm just going to be honest with you, and I know many of you have checked out, unsubscribed. You hate me because of what I say and how I suggest and defend your politics, your belief system. That's cool. I still slept very well last night. I mean, I slept really good. But anyways, I'm just being honest with you. I got people right now who are expanding into multiple states. They're filling the void. Why? Because their states are open, commerce is flowing, they're doing great. Again, did you see the markets last week? Why? This is the dichotomy. This is what's so laughable about what's happening. You got a state like yours, which is god-awful, doing the most stupid, outrageous things, putting you in this position. And then I have other states where, guys, they just can't keep up. So they are legitimately experiencing what I talked about many, many months ago, the ballooning effect. You're not experiencing the ballooning effect because you guys are still self-imposed, shut down, can't pee a drop, just absolute insanity. But a couple things. Number one, look, let's not get it twisted. I really believe that as soon as the election is over, all these mask Nazis and all these pandemic, it's going to simply start to dissipate and fade away into the sunset, and we're going to look back. I said a long time ago in some of my videos, go back and watch them, see if I was right. I specifically said we are going to look back one day and say, what were we thinking? We got played and we are such fools. Now, don't get me wrong. Is the virus serious? Sure, but guess what? You are more likely to die in a car accident than you are COVID. Joel, you're making that up. No, I'm not. Go pick your state, go look at all your statistics. But I'm not going to go off on a tangent on the scandemic. You, in operating your NEMT business, do you need to take it serious? When you go to facilities, do you need to be masked up? And 100%. You got to do all that. Who are the most likely? Who are the most vulnerable? Who are the most exposed? The people we serve. I get that. So you have got to be cautious. You've got to be protective. You've got to play that angle. I get all of that. But in looking at your situation, your business on a bigger perspective, I'm just being honest with you, you're being played. Absolutely, your state is god-awful and you're being played. In regards specifically to telehealth, yeah, that's a byproduct of you being scammed. But, again, what is going to happen, though, once this scandemic passes and the masked Nazis start to dissipate and it all fades away after the election, all that kind of stuff, there will be a degree of normalcy because hospitals still are in your area, because I know I've talked to people in your state, you're going to experience in your state hospitals, they've got to get people back into the hospitals because they're still hemorrhaging money, whether it be elective surgeries, ambulatory surgeries, whatever. People are going to need transportation. Hospitals need that money. I mean, if you really put things in perspective, how is it that hospitals in your state are still laying off nurses and aides and all that kind of stuff? if there's such a pandemic. It's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, the contradictions, we could write doctoral dissertations, and again, history is going to make us look back and realize just how fooled and played we were. But, you know, I always tell you, you got to play the hands that you're dealt. These are the cards you got. This is the hand you were dealt, and you got to play it to the best of your ability. You could want it to be something different. You could want to, oh man, I really do wish I had different cards, but you don't. Unfortunately for you, you live in a god-awful state. You do. I live in a god-awful state, People's Republic of New York. But there's a reason why I operate my broker business outside of New York. Bottom line. Honestly, it's because I was literally in the process of leaving before my mother got sick the first time with cancer, and then I ended up meeting my wife. So there's a reason I'm still in New York, but hopefully I won't be here much longer. But there's a reason why my core broker business isn't even in New York. You talk about different businesses. If this is the hand you're dealt and you're being so restrictive, honestly, go do something else. I mean, build your NEMT business to the best of your ability. But right now, if you're being hamstrung, don't try to kill yourself trying to put that square peg in the round hole. Start a broker business. I mean, do something else. Do what you got to. It is what it is. This is a classic example of why you don't want to have a huge, robust fleet of vehicles, because depending on your situation, they're sitting. You're not doing much. And you don't mention anything about your fleet size. You said you're small, so right now, honestly, it's kind of working to your advantage, I'm sure. Whereas if you had a fleet of 20 vehicles, I'm sure a lot of them would be sitting right now. But again, I don't know enough about that from your email. But I could go off on a tangent. It just, again, you really have to play the hand that you're dealt to the best of your ability. It just so happens you are in a god-awful state where you have dictatorial leadership in that state. It is what it is. Like I said, just watch the difference between red and blue states. Joel, stop pushing your politics. I ain't pushing anything. I don't care if you're offended. I'm just being honest with you. Data and statistics. Data and statistics. Data in, data out. If in, then out. Just go look at data and statistics, and what does it tell you? Look at the difference. Where are people thriving? It's insane. This one is interesting because I've mentioned this many times. It amazes me that some people are still having a hard time with stuff like this. This one is quick. It says, "Would like assistance with expanding my business. I currently work with MTM, nation's second largest worst broker, and Logisticare." You don't get any worse than that. Top two worst brokers. Logisticare 1, MTM number 2. "Would like assistance with expanding my business. I currently work with MTM and Logisticare, providing non-emergency ambulatory rides." Now that right there within itself, I'm going to highlight that in a minute because that's a joke. "Would like assistance in expanding my business. I currently work with MTM Logisticare, providing non-emergency ambulatory rides. I am a BEP certified and have not received compensation from the broker." And Dan's notes here says, I believe she has 7 minivans or sedans. I'm not sure which one, but either way, the keywords there is you're providing non-ambulatory, non-emergency ambulatory trips. Now, let me draw a parallel. Okay, in my broker business, I had this. This is early on, many years ago, in my broker business. I had this one contractor. Absolutely loved him. Loved him. He worked his butt off. Absolutely loved him. Hungry. Would work his butt off. If ever I was in a bind, if ever my team was in a bind, we always defaulted to him, and he would always bail us out. He was willing to always work. In the evenings, he would moonlight as a wrestler. I'm not making this up. So he wrestled down there, down south. He was part of one of those home job wrestling circuits that maybe you saw on TV back in the day, where it looks like they're literally wrestling in your living room, and there's like 5 people in the audience, and it's painfully ghetto. And we'd all laugh about it. We couldn't understand it. He's a couple years older than me, so this is many years ago, and he's already into his 40s. And the guy's been doing it forever. God bless him. And he would tell us his goal was to be with WWE. Okay, look, man. Dude, you're in your early to mid 40s. I don't think this breakthrough is going to come for you, bro. And I wouldn't I would never belittle him or anything like that, But it is what it is, dude. You're in your mid 40s. You're a smaller guy. You don't have the oomph. I think you do. You do a great job for us. You're making great money for us. You moonlight as a wrestler. And I'll never forget one time he came back and he told us, he tried to brag about how he and his partner, they just won a tag team, this and that. And we were all kind of like embarrassed for him. Like, what does that mean? What are you saying? What is it you speak of? You and your partner just won the tag team for this wrestling circuit thing that I've never heard of. And when you go to wrestle, you pay for it. He would travel all these different states on his dime. So he's making money with us as a contractor on his dime. He's doing all this wrestling stuff. And when he got to the age of 45, he said, hey, man, I got to stop working for you. I got to take this wrestling thing serious because I'm 45 now. I really got to take it serious. Guess what? You've never heard of him. I've never heard of him. I don't think the breakthrough ever came with the WWE. I don't know. All I know is this. He wrestled. He said he was a wrestler. Now, did he actually wrestle? Okay, we could argue back and forth if he was actually wrestling. But in his world, he was a wrestler. I don't think he was a wrestler. But in his world, he was a wrestler. In your world, you think you're doing non-emergency transportation. You're not. You're not doing non-emergency transportation. You're a taxi service. I'm just being honest with you. You're a glorified Uber driver. I get it. You think you have contracts. No, you have one-sided enslavement agreements, if you want to call it that, whatever. Having a contract with Logisticare, with MTM, is not a real contract. It's just a one-sided arrangement where they own you and you do as you're told. You're doing all ambulatory vehicles, and you got, 7 minivans or sedans or a combination of both. My guy, I'm a wrestler. Okay, as long as you feel good about yourself. I'm not trying to belittle you, but you're saying I'm doing non-emergency transportation. You're not. You're not going to get any legitimate contracts with any type of hospitals or medical systems, HMOs or managed care organizations. It's just not going to happen when all you do is ambulatory. I mean, if you got that many vehicles, why would you not increase your capacity? Why would you not deploy the strategy that I've been pounding and telling you for so long? So, it's great. You really believe you're in the non-emergency medical transportation industry. And I'm not trying to hurt your feelings or anything. I'm just telling you, you do not have the capacity or the proper business model to go after legitimate work. You got MTM and Logisticare, which means you're strictly Medicaid, which means you're only focused on 35% of the market. So let's just come out of the gate with that. So rather than coming out of the gate being in the position to go after all NEMT industry work, you're not. You're only focused, because you're only doing NEMT and Logisticare, you're only focused on 30%. So let's start there. You're not even at 50%. You're not even trying to go after 50% of the market. Not even that. You're focused on 30 or 35%. Let's whittle it down from there. From that, you're only doing ambulatory work. You're only doing ambulatory work. What can I say to this? I've been through this with it amazes me how people cannot watch my content and videos, and I still get these same type of emails. And trust me, I am not trying to make you feel bad about what you've been doing. I don't know how long you've been in business. I am not trying to make you feel bad. If anything, I'm trying to give you that tough love. It's kind of like, when I was coaching football, it's like if a coach is quiet, then you should be concerned. If a coach, I'd tell my players, when I was coaching them, I would tell my players, man, don't be concerned when I yell at you. Be concerned when I don't yell at you, because if I don't show you love, if a coach isn't riding your butt, he's written you off. So take my tough love as positive criticism. It's like your business model you're a wrestler, man. You're wrestling. You are like my contractor. who was a legend in his own mind. He swore he was a wrestler, and you're just not a wrestler, and you're not. I don't know what your revenue, your income, your revenue is. I don't know, but this is just not a workable business model. You know, a couple emails ago where I'm talking about the management companies and stuff, you're not even putting yourself in a position to play that long game. Again, I get it. You can go read other ebooks about how to build a profitable NEMT business. I don't even care about that. You can watch other people in their videos, and they're going to tell you, here are some of the X's and O's for you be a successful NEMT business. Honestly, I've grown so far past that. My goal is this, and it's like I told people at my events, my live events. I want you to be a wealth creator. Bottom line. Bottom line. So those of you watching this, Joel, I just want to own a profitable NEMT business. Honestly, my content probably isn't for you. Why you watch this video, I'm sure you checked out by now. Maybe you're a snowflake. Maybe you got triggered. You already checked out and unsubscribed. I don't know. I don't care. But if you're still watching my content, if you're still reading my material, my goal for you is to be a wealth creator and play the long game, which means this business model here. Now I'm going to read it again. Would like assistance with expanding my business. Do you really? Do you really want my assistance? I mean, I currently work for MTM Logisticare. The two worst. You're going after 30 to 35% of the market. You're only doing ambulatory. Watch my previous video where I talked about the one provider. We transitioned his fleet. He's now going after stretchers. How many ambulatory trips would he have to perform to equate to one stretcher transport? How many? Because he's getting 300 plus for a stretcher. How many ambulatory trips would you have to do to generate that? How many more drivers? How much wear and tear? How much increase in labor? How much increase in FICA and taxation and payroll tax and workers' comp would you have to pay just to get to one stretcher transport? Again, I could write doctoral dissertations. It's frustrating. Let me give you a case in point. This is from another provider. Hi, Joel. I know you have continuously warned us about brokers, especially Logisticare. 16 months ago when I signed on with Logisticare, I was told by a Logisticare officer that when a ride originates outside of normal business hours or normal business days, then we are paid after hours. Makes sense. Let's see where I'm at. It's not a lot, but it helps. In fact, it's in my contract. Like Logisticare cares about your contract. Last night I noticed a ride was assigned to me for Saturday and for Sunday. Same customer going to the same facility. I called today and asked for after hours pay, and they have paid as they have paid in the past. Not anymore. They took the two profitable rides away from me and said they will assign them to a provider who will do it without after hours pay. Then you have a contract. I didn't even have an opportunity to retract my request. Why would you retract it? What's amazing is I'm the only provider in my county, and these rides originate in my hometown. But that doesn't matter. No, it doesn't. I hope the managers enjoy their extra money I contributed to their bonuses. This email is phenomenal and underscores everything. How many times have I said in previous videos, brokers will give you a transport. They're going to assign you a transport. They'll cancel. They will have you on the docket. It's your trip. You'll have it well in advance. They could cancel it anytime if they find someone cheaper. How many times have I said that in previous videos? If the trip itself is canceled, it doesn't matter. That's why they always want to audit all your cancellations, because if the actual trip is legitimately canceled itself, not that the broker canceled it and reassigned it to someone else at a cheaper price point, which they do religiously. If the trip is legitimately canceled, the broker still receives payment for it. You don't. Doesn't matter. Go to the previous email. I'm partnered with MTN. I'm partnered with Logisticare. I'm providing non-emergency ambulatory transportation. No, you're not. you're just wrestling on the evening circuit hoping for your breakthrough. It's not going to happen. Not with this business model. It's not going to happen. Joel, I just want to be the best NEMT transportation provider I could be. Not with these type of business models. Can't do it. Can't do it. Again, when you sign a contract with Logisticare, NTM, that's that split tongue serpent talk right there. That's the just take a bite of the forbidden fruit and you're going to gain all the knowledge. Just sign on the bottom line and we guarantee this. Sign on the bottom line and you'll be flooded full of trips and volumes and riches. We'll shower you with riches. Go forth, buy all these vehicles, get all the associated insurance with it, build the infrastructure. If you build it, they will come. That's the split tongue serpent talk. I'm telling you, it's sign on the bottom line. We're gonna give you all the riches. Take a bite of the forbidden fruit. You'll gain all the knowledge. How does that work out for you? Brokers are notorious for this. You cannot build your house on sand where you are vulnerable like this with brokers. Can you supplement your work? Can you supplement your business with Medicaid and broker work? Yes, you supplement your business as long as it's profitable. If it's not profitable, we don't do it. That's ain't up for debate if it's not profitable. Can you supplement your business? Sure. But if this means you have to restructure your business model, transition your fleet, the type of vehicles you use, the times you operate your business, whatever is necessary. And as I further pull away to give you a grander vision, you do whatever is necessary to position yourself in the best possible manner to maximize your earning potential. Why? Because you are not going to be an NEMT forever. You're just not. Whatever business. Maybe you're manufacturing widgets. You're not going to be in that business forever. You have to put yourself in a position to maximize your profits as much as possible. Right now, don't wait till tomorrow. You do it now. Do not major in the minors, major in the majors. Make your money now. From there, put yourself in a position with your management company because you are playing the long game. Why are you playing the long game? Because you are a wealth generator, a wealth creator. No, Joel, I'm the best NEMT provider. You just missed it. You just missed it. Joel, I'm the best driver out there. You just missed it. How many videos ago did I tell you, and I've said many times, when I used to drive for my NEMT business, I'm telling you, I absolutely knew without fail, the more I drive, as in Joel Davis drives, the more Joel Davis drives, as in literally drives the vehicle, pick up the patient, strap them in, lock them down, up and down, hydraulic lift this and that. The more Joel Davis does that, I lose. I lose. I need to do it in the short term to build and position the business. Scale it. Make the money. But then Joel Davis has to be out of the business so I can focus on growing and scaling, so I can focus on wealth creation. Then what happens? Sell it a multiple. Sell it a multiple, pull out with a nice pot of gold. All the while, you got your management company, your pot of gold, your honey pot that you're continuing to fund. I know I went off on tangents. I know I offended some of you. I apologize, but I really don't. I really am sorry, but I'm telling you a bold-faced lie. I'm not sorry. I could go off on tangents more and more, but for many of you, please, I encourage you, go back and watch some of the other videos. Watch that content because some of this, sometimes it does get wearisome because it's like I'm having to repeat some of the same things, but I really do appreciate all the emails. I know this is just a small segment of what we received. I appreciate it. Not, please feel free to send your emails if it's something that's that I believe it's going to benefit many people. Then we will definitely try to use it. Understand, I can't make these videos all the time because, as you can see, I can ramble and it takes time, and I got to put them together. Then I shoot them over to Steven. He does his little editing, whatever he needs to do to get them up onto our YouTube channel. So thanks again for the emails. I hope some of you who watched all the way to the end, like you at the very top who's in that god-awful blue state, feel free to leave. Feel free to be transient and get out of that god-awful blue state. And if you're going to stay there, Build your business to the best of your ability. Go start a broker business. I'm just being honest with you. Go build a broker business because you're not going to deal with this nonsensical regulation you got in your god-awful state. But bottom line, build wealth, play the long game. If you do that, honestly, there's only one thing I could possibly do. See you at the top.